So welcome on the Sneakerverse, the awesome Sulaiman Hussain. Sulaiman, welcome back. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you very much. It's an honor and pleasure having me as a part of your Sneakerverse.
I had to have you on because I think you've got such a incredible story. Now you've been a fan of sneakers. You've been a collector of sneakers for how long now? When did the love for sneakers begin?
I would say it started in '96 when the Tempo released. It's like I was into Yamaha biking and my Java, daddy's Java, going to my high school, and that's when this '96 up tempo dropped.
Yeah, yeah.
I was into biking. We go to Kodaikanal, and we used to fall, do wheelie, and all that stuff. And that's how it started. Love for sneakers. First time it started like that. And I was into old school hip hop, so it was always hip hop for me.
Yeah.
So and slowly I started my hotel management degree, and I wanted to do my master's in Paris. Because that was supposed to be the best at that point of time in terms of hospitality. Even today, it's the best if you talk about hospitality. So I wanted to do the perfect land, and started off. So I was blessed to be exposed to Paris, and then I'm seeing the sneaker culture growing because Supreme had already started in '94. James Debbia was into it. Stussy, Tribe was already into it. Tokyo was buzzing, and Hiroshi, Fujiwara, and you name it, everybody went behind this culture. And since I was into hip hop, so it was very natural for me to go connect with skateboarders, and I was always fascinated about skateboarding and hip hop merging together, and
Nice.
one after the other, I was watching all that. So blessed to live in different countries because I was working in different big hotels, traveling around, and seeing this culture growing very closely, watching how this culture was growing. So passionately, I was very much involved in the culture.
Mhm.
But it came into existence in 2014 because when I started off in 2005, 6 and all, it was more of streetwear oriented because I'm a big Crooks and Castles, and big time because gangster hip hop was very big, and it started off with baggy pants and fitted caps with Timberland boots and Tupac, big time Tupac fan. So
Nice.
those things came very natural to me, and I was able to connect with that kind of audience.
Very
Because
cool.
Paris, you see this. I had to do an internship in Cannes, and I saw the south of France was full of money, power, and people were rocking these sneakers in parties in the nightclubs, and that's how this fashion started. So I started working in streetwear stores
Nice.
part time. When I have 2 days off, I go, and I love this positive energy, and it gives you a lot of optimism, and you feel like it gives me goosebumps when I talk about it. And so I started off working part time, and then and in 2014, where I used to work, he offered me this open a store. We were already selling
Which city was this in? Because since you've
Vancouver.
traveled, so in Vancouver, so you were in Canada at that point of time.
Yes. So he offered me that let's open up, a sneaker store together, and we opened in 2014. So we were mostly into hardcore gangster streetwear at the same time with Timberland boots and basic sneakers. But when I got into it, I wanted to bring in a lot of sneakers into it because that's when the culture was slowly again, cooking up, and it was widely being expressed as mainstream, and a lot of
Yeah.
people following, and it seemed started looking at stock market kind of stuff. So a lot of
Right.
people started trading, and so I started off like that. So we opened 2 stores consistently after, and then 2018 my dad fell sick. It was you know
Wait. Before you move on to the rest of your story, I want to tell you this is such a fascinating thing for everybody watching right now, especially. You got to recognize that I'm chatting right now with somebody who's actually seen the origins of sneaker culture and streetwear as we know it today. All the stuff that everybody's still loving right now and that's still super duper hype. He was actually seeing it and experiencing it as it was happening, which is which is such an incredible thing. Like I unfortunately cannot say that I had that same experience, because living here in India, in Mumbai, in a family where, thinking about spending $100, $150, which is like some whatever 10, 15,000 rupees at that point of time when I was a kid, was impossible. Had I been working on my own, I would have probably done that if I had the access to that stuff. And I know a lot of you feel the same way as well. So here's something that, you guys can, this is somebody whom you can connect with. Definitely hit him up on social media, because there are going to be incredible stories and experiences which he's going to continue to share on social media, which you guys can learn from, especially a lot of you young people who are getting into sneakers as collectors, but also people who are getting into sneakers as sellers. So if you like what you're hearing, make sure you share it with absolutely everybody, so more people get to know about some of the experiences that Sulaiman has had, and let us know in the comments down below as well. Now let me get back to him. All right, so you said in 2018 your father was unwell, and go ahead from there.
Yeah, thank you so much. I had to come back, and we were running stores over there. And he was hospitalized continuously for 4-5 months, so I couldn't go back. And now I'm in a point, should I go back? How will I leave him? Because I was away for almost 18, 15, 17 years. He always supported me in thick and thin, and he encouraged me to do whatever I wanted to do in life. So when he was, he needed me. I felt like he wants me. So I was there, and eventually, like 6 months, I lost him. And then I was in my sister's place in Gurgaon, and I read this an accident, like, I'm going through the scrolling down on Facebook, I'm seeing a street festival called Home Ground in Gurgaon, Dhanmil compound. And I'm like, I'm in Gurgaon, so I got to go. And I went there. That's when I met this incredible Indian sneaker community. They were all starting off, and I haven't seen an event like that. It was like a mini Soul DXP for me in India. So that was very welcoming and inviting. And I still have very good friends whom I connected. So that's when it started. Everything started. So I saw, pop-ups and all that. And so this gave me that positive optimism feeling that I am from India. I wanted to come back at one point of time. So I felt like, why not? We should do something to take India part of that, Western countries. And
beautiful.
Yeah, why not? So that's the initiative first. That's what's going on in my mind. And then I came back, and I met some, in the event, I met Sahil, I met Shivani, I met a lot of different profile people. We all, and then it was followed by Divine and Raj Kumari and hip hop. Since again, Hindi, shout out to all of these people. So yeah. I felt, this was it. Everything at one point of time in your life, you feel like, you connect your dots, like it comes back again, and then it reminds you that this is what you got to do. And then it started off like that. And I met, Co-op Underdog. I co-founded Co-op Underdog here in Bangalore to start that passion. And at one point of time, I was feeling like, I'm losing my, ethically, I'm losing my direction where I'm going, because my flavor was never coming out. And I didn't come this for reselling. I came out very as a passionate guy who wanted to, live this lifestyle and, wanted to take this to a new level. So then we're still friends. We decided to move on, and then I came out. And La Basket is like, I connected because when I used to roam around Paris in cycles, I used to get comments like La Basket, magnifique, La Basket, très bien. So it means very good and all that. So organically.
And tell people what La Baskets means as well,
It's French for sneakers.
There you go. Here's what I think about sneaker culture in India. Abroad, in the US, where, I would say that's like sort of the birthplace of sneaker culture, or where it's really, really exploded. It was the music, it was the sports, it was the people who were, of influence of at that point of time. What they were wearing dictated sneaker culture. We can legitimately have a sneaker culture of India only when you see Divine wearing a sneaker and think, oh my God, that sneaker that he wore on that tour or on that music video is amazing. And then thousands of kids who are fans of Divine go out and buy that sneaker. Indian sports, like, a cricket or a football, Indian music, that, in my opinion, is what's going to shape sneaker culture right now and in the years to come. So keep an eye out. Watch what your favorite artists are wearing, and that's what's going to influence you, rather than just asking people, hey, what's the hype shoe? What should I buy right now so that, I can sell it later on? Forget about all of that. Find something that you love, that you connect with. And this is especially for the collectors who are watching this episode. Find something that you love, some person that you love, connect with his style. And then that's how we grow sneaker culture here in India. And it would mean something for us from our music perspective, from our sports perspective. It's not just about hip hop in America and basketball in America, but it'll be about hip hop in India and sports in India. What do you think about that, Sulaiman, what I just said?
Absolutely, that's 100% true, because sneakers is what connect all of us together.
Yeah.
It's the whole sneaker family around the world. Tulamont. It's the sneakers. The conversation is all about sneakers, the culture. Not only the sneakers, it's the whole culture together. And it can be like hip hop music, it is like Jordan history or whatever it is. But it's a love for that sneaker, streetwear, and
Now tell me a little bit about the baskets. When did you start it off, and what? How has the experience been so far?
Oh, I'm really, I would say, like, I'm living my dream right now, and this is what I wanted for a long time, and it's not even 1% right now. It's a long way to go, but I want to be a part of it, helping the culture grow. And,
That is fantastic, man. So, by the way, everybody watching right now, check out the backdrop behind our man. It is phenomenal. He is sitting at the store. He's at Le Baskets right now, and there's some serious heat right behind him. I see the Chunky Dunky dunks. I see the Grateful Dead dunks over there. I see the P-Rod dunk. Oh, man, there's like some crazy dunk heat behind you. Just below that, you've got your Jordans. Tell me, let's talk about some of your favorite sneakers. Tell me about some sneakers that have had a tremendous significance in your life. I know I'd asked you to bring out some sneakers. I don't know what you're going to show me, so let's kick it off. Let's talk about the first sneaker that you're going to show us.
Okay, I have one of my. Let me start with the Nike SB. It comes in a field box.
Field box, Nike SB. Let's have a look. What are we getting out?
Danny Super.
Wow.
Cigarette. It gives you New York positivity and optimism and kind of stuff. It represents New York Knicks.
Yeah, New York Knicks. Yeah, the colorway. Let's look at your second sneaker. What do you got next?
Oh, I have again
another SB dunk box.
This is something special for me because this is
Tiffany dunks.
Yeah, Tiffany dunks. Again, the OG ones I can't afford it right now, but the Tiffany and Company colorway and the silver swoosh on it and the croc snake on it. Nikki, when he came back in 2000, the OG ones in 2005, it was like insane. People went mad because they were seeing the old stuff, and suddenly a color like this popped up. It gave a luxury factor to it, the croc skin and all that. So this is one of my favorite again.
Brilliant. What's the third one that you got? Let's go to the next one. Some real heat coming your way, guys. You've seen two really phenomenal dunks. There's a third SB box that he's going to be opening up. And what have we got in this? Oh, man.
This is De La Soul. Again, for the love for hip hop, 3 feet high rising. They started as a band in 1989, and they were very Afrocentric. And if you see Bohemian Flowers, and you could see the De La Soul logo on the top.
Yeah,
that was. These are the 2015 retro releases. They just it by having the lows as highs and highs as low. But
very cool.
Orange, green, yellow, vibrant colorways are my favorite. So, and the love for hip hop, I really love this pair of mine as well.
And that's fantastic.
And You want to see the other ones too?
Yeah, of course. We've got another SB Dunk box. This one's a purple one. And what's coming out? Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, man.
Yeah, this is one of the mad daring effort by Nike SB, because it was one of the sweet pair in 2020 which they gave, and it is not that high right now. People can still cop it, but I really like the concept of it's a beautiful time to live on this earth, to see what is happening right now, how things are moving ahead. So this is one of my favorite too.
Fantastic. But for everybody watching, what is that? What is this one called? What was this specific colorway called?
It's called Invert Celtics.
Okay. It's got the Celtics colorway on one side and the other side.
Yeah. So the invert Celtic photo effect is awesome. If you can see something, not everybody know about this, but when you see if you put the invert photo effect, you will see it's a different colorway.
Okay.
Altogether.
Super cool. There you go. Something new that I've learned. I'm going to check out a little bit more about this sneaker the moment I finish shooting with Sulaiman. And you got one final shoe, right? You got your fifth one over there. Let's have a look at that.
I always love clean dunks for myself.
Oof.
And this is the
undefeated.
One of the cleanest dunks over the years. Nothing as clean as this, just with this 5 strikes logo on the tongue and the heel. And this was originally, the OG ones were released in 2003. It was just, I think, 28 or 42 pairs for just the undefeated staffs and people who were friends and family. And then in 2013 they again retro released this. I always wanted to have a clean pair, so I love dunk eyes, so I thought I really wanted it. So this is one of my favorite pair too.
And hey man, thank you so much. You've shown us some really cool sneakers. You've told us an incredible story. For everybody watching right now, follow LeBaskets on Instagram. I'm going to give you the link. You've seen it on the screen as well, but in the description box below as well, you'll get a link to them. Follow Sulaiman as well. I can't wait to hear more stories. And this, as I told him on the phone before we started shooting, is just the start of our friendship. And I see the love for sneakers is going to keep us connected for many, many years. And I hope the love for sneakers that you guys have watching this show of ours keeps you coming back over here. Do let us know what you think about his story right here in the comments. I'm sure he'd love to read it too, and we'll respond to as many people as possible. Everybody who leaves a good comment, you'll get a response from me, and I'll send it to him, and maybe he'll give you guys some responses as well right here on YouTube. But brother, thank you so much for being here with me today. Before we wrap up, is there a final message that you want to give out to people who've supported you, the sneaker community, anything you want to say before we wrap up?
I really would love to, thank all of you for giving your love and support. I have some event planning in the future, so we'll see how to connect and all that.
When he's got that event planned, I can guarantee you that I'm going to be sharing it in my story as well. So follow Mihir Joshi Music on Instagram as well, and you'll get to know when the next event's happening. Hype Ryno will keep you informed as well. But for today, this is pretty much all the time I have for the Sneakerhead of the Week segment. Thank you, Sulaiman, my brother. I will see you very, very soon. Take care of yourself.
It was a pleasure being here, man.
Likewise, my friend. Likewise.